guys, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Misha. If you are coming back, thank you. So today we're going to be doing another pattern review. I want to try to make, I think it's called the Meribella top. I will link the video that I'm following below. This is the color that I want to use, very summer, very cute. I have been wanting to crochet a summer top so bad. So we are going to try out this pattern slash tutorial and see how it looks, see if it works, see if it's easy to follow, and then I will rate it on what I think it looks like and how it came out, and then I will let you know if it's easy, hard, medium, you know, if you need skill, like how much skill level you need to do it. But yeah, so let's get into making this. Hey you guys, okay, so I've been working on the Meribella top and I've been following the pattern. Here's what I think thus far. First, it says all sizes on the Meribella top that she's doing. Now, maybe in the sold pattern, because she does sell the pattern, she has different sizes included. But on the tutorial that I'm following on YouTube, it is definitely not meant for women who have bigger, which I do. So I changed the pattern a little bit. And I know if you've watched any of my videos thus far where I'm following tutorials, I constantly change things, but I have to. So with that being said, she only has 3 on the one that she's making, which would not cover enough. So I added a 4th. And I mean, it's not like super hard to change, but yeah. So this is where I'm at right now. I also don't want it to be a crop top, so I'm gonna follow up until she gets to, like, 'cause hers is more of like a crop top. I want it to be like a full-length shirt, so I'm definitely gonna change that too. But this is what I've got so far, and it's looking pretty good, looking like it's gonna cover the girls, which is super important for me. But it is so cute. Like, look how pretty this looks. Like, this pattern is gorgeous up close. But yeah, so just keep in mind, if you are like me and you're a little bit more well endowed, you're going to have to add another one of these, and it's not that hard to do once you watch how she added the first one. I literally just copied that. At the same time I'm adding this middle one, I added this one too. I just copied it, and it made it much wider and much more covering, which is super important to me. So I will come back once this is fully done, because she's having you finish one part first up until right under the bust, and then I don't know what's gonna happen after that. But I just wanted to check in and say I had to add another one. But I'm loving this pattern so far, and I'm actually really loving this color. I was a little unsure how this color was gonna look against my skin tone, but I love it. So we'll be back. Okay, so I finished 2 of the panels. I finished this panel. She has you do it this way, right under the bust. So from the shoulder to under the bust, I think, because she does a couple of rows after, not sure. And then here's the second panel. So for the third panel, it goes on this side. Actually, it doesn't really matter. For the third panel, she has you attach it from where you originally started your panel, which I think is really nice, because I hate sewing things together. I feel like I suck at that, so this is nice. It just adds on. So I do want to talk about what I'm going to change and what I'm going to keep the same. So as you guys know, I added this additional panel here because I'm more well endowed on top than the original panel. The original pattern is set for. So in the back, I'm only going to do the 3 rows of shells instead of the additional 4th that I added, because my back doesn't need the same amount of coverage as my front does. So that is the only thing that I'm going to, I guess I changed originally, but now I'm going to keep the same. But yeah, so we have the first 2 panels done. I love the way this is coming out, and I love this color. Now we're just going to do the back of them, and then I will come back and we will discuss. But as of right now, this part right here is super confusing, and then like, I don't know, it feels, the tutorial isn't hard to follow, it just gets a little confusing, and you kind of have to guess a little bit on some things. I don't know if that's just me, if I'm just not looking at it right, because she does write it out on the bottom, the like pattern for the row, but I don't really know how to read those, so I'm kind of just going as I go. But I will show you guys more. I am enjoying this so far, and I think that it's creating, like, look at that, that is just gorgeous. So I am super excited. Now mind you, the Meribella top that she creates is a crop top, I am going to make this like a full length shirt. So I'll get into that when I get there, but let's continue on. Okay, you guys, so the front part I already had done, and now I'm completing the back portion. Now, like I said, I'm only doing 3 on the back instead of 4 like I did on the front, because my back does not need as much fabric as my front. So let me show you what it's looking like right now. So let me pull back. So it'll cover like this, and then the little back. Oh, should I have done another one? No, I think it's gonna be fine because I'm forgetting this isn't lined up right. We'll line that up right. Yeah, I think this one's big enough that it reaches to the back. Yeah, I think it'll cover. So after I finish this, I think I have to do like a couple more rounds, but I'm gonna make it like a full length shirt. Hers is a crop top. I don't want to wear a crop top. I'm not a crop top person. But yeah, so that is where I'm at with this. Now I have to do the second one, and then we will come when I put it together. I do love that you literally just start off like where to start this one, you go to the top and start from like the first stitch. The only thing I don't like is how it looks like that. Like it has that weird like spacing, and it makes me feel like it's not as sturdy. I don't know if that's like a real thing, but that's how it makes me feel. Wonder if there's a way I can make it sturdier. Don't know. I'll see about that. I'll see like once the top is done, like how I feel. But this is where I'm at right now. Hi guys. Okay, so I have the front and backs connected in the panels. So let me take the hook out so that way I can show you guys. I'm not sure how she connects these all around, but I'm gonna learn that next. Right now, like I said, I added a little bit more in the extra, a little bit more in the front for extra coverage for myself. This little ball of yarn. Okay, there we go. So this part is done. So it'll be like this in the front, and then it's all twisted in the back. I'm not sure if you guys can see in the back. It's gonna be like this. Okay, now like I said, I'm making this a full length top. The pattern is for a crop top. So after I somehow connect all the rounds, I'm going to continue on and make this longer because your girl doesn't wear crop tops. So that is what we're going to do next. I just want to show you where we were at. We have the fronts and backs. Now we just have to connect them. So I don't look ahead in these tutorials, and I just follow them as is. And I really need to learn to look ahead, but I will do that when I do that. So I want to show you guys where I'm at right now, because now they're all connected. So it is fitting a little loose. Hold on. Because these parts aren't connected, but if they were connected all the way up, I feel like it would fit a lot better. She's also having us decrease right here, so that way it'll come in. But like I want it to be connected to about there, and then if it connects on the side like it's supposed to, it'll fit much better. But this is where I'm at right now. This is the front, this is the back. This tutorial isn't as easy to follow as the jersey tutorial that I did, but I'm hoping that this comes out right, because I mean, it's cute, and you know I love an oversized shirt, so if it's a bit oversized, I don't care about that. But I'm decreasing right now this way to give it a waist. So that is where we're at. So if you've seen my last clip, it was way too big. It was way too big, so I had to frog it. I think that's what it's called. But basically I had to take it apart. I had to take it apart and go back down to where it was like a 5, because I had gotten it to 7, because 7 was just way too big. It was just way too big. So now that I frogged that side, I'm now gonna have to take apart this side. All my hard work. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like this pattern is really, or this tutorial isn't as easy as the last one. So yeah, and if you've ever had to take apart your hard work, you know. And the worst part about all of this is I had already cut all these ends. So now taking it apart, I'm having all these balls, and I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do or how I'm gonna address that, but this is where I'm at. So I'm super happy I decided to unravel it, because look, it already fits so much better just undoing it to redo to the sizing. So I'm going to do 2 more rows and then start decreasing, but look at that fit already, so much better. So if you're having doubts, just know that everything is fixable. I literally just went back down to a smaller size row and then just started from there. I also connected it way sooner than she did. I didn't like how she connected it all the way down here. For me, that's not going to work, and I still may go back and put a couple of stitches to connect this a little bit better, like up here. But sizing wise, doing so much better. Okay, you guys, so I think this is going to be the last like sizing check-in because I am just about done with this. Like, look at it. It is to like a really good length right now. This is where I'm at. Like, this is where it'll be, and then I'll do like the finishing detail on the bottom. But I do want to take this up a little bit, and then I have to do the sides. And I also think like for the back, I want to take it in a little bit too. Not take it in, but like put these like together like that. But I am like loving this. If you can't tell, I like the color red. I'm loving it. I think that like it's loose in the right places, and then like it kind of curves in and comes out in the right places. I will say this, the back is a little looser, like look like kind of like I should have boobs there, because I did not increase the way that she did because I didn't fully understand what she was explaining. But now that I have finished the project, I get what she was trying to say. She just didn't say it in a way that I understood. So I made some errors, but I will fix that. But this is where we're at. This pattern, okay, this tutorial, I will give all my final thoughts, but I'm pretty sure by watching the video, you kind of already know what I think. But it is coming out with a super cute top. Like, I am really liking it. We will talk about it. We will talk about my thoughts on the tutorial. I am really liking the top. And the top is done. This is what it looks like on. This is the front. Here is the back. The sides. Look at it. Ah! Okay, let's just take a second to really appreciate how cute this came out. I did have to bring it up and close it a little bit more here on the sides and definitely in the back, but it is so cute, and this is like something super wearable. Okay, now let's go into the pattern tutorial review part of this, but I want to show you the top on before we start discussing that. Okay, so although the Meribella top came out so cute, like this looks so good. Obviously, as you guys know, I changed it a little bit because it's supposed to be a crop top and I made it a full length shirt. Let's get into this. This was the hardest one to follow for me. And I think it's because I'm still a very beginner at crochet. Maybe if you were like a little bit more experienced, this would be, so I would rate this medium hard. Like, you cannot just pick up a crochet hook and start doing this. This is not that pattern. Also, I did mess up on it in the back. Look, you see how there's like extra space here, and that's because of how she was explaining to like increase for this area. The way she explained it confused me, and I wish that she would have explained it a little bit more, like in a way that I could understand, because I'm not gonna lie, I got confused, I got lost. At one point, I just stopped following the pattern and started doing my own thing. Once I learned how to do like this expansion with the shells, I just kind of, all of this bottom part is just me just going with what I want. So this pattern is not for beginners. It's not beginner friendly. It's not something, like I said, that you can just pick up a hook and start doing. You do have to have some knowledge, and then you're going to have to watch and rewatch it a couple of times. And maybe that's just me. Like I said, this is my own opinion. So the top came out absolutely beautiful. It's stunning. It's gorgeous. I love it. However, because this was so hard, this took me so long because I was so confused, I'm going to rate this a 6. Beautiful product that came out of it. Super, just not something that is like a side thing that you can just do. Like, this is a tutorial you're going to have to pay attention to. However, you get such a beautiful product out of it. Like, this is absolutely gorgeous. This looks like, this pattern looks like something you would buy in a store. So for that, that's why it's a 6 and not like a 4 or 5, because I literally was ready to throw my phone a couple of times. This was not an easy pattern. or an easy tutorial to follow, and I don't know how to pattern read, so like that probably wouldn't have helped me. She did put the pattern on the screen, still was confused. So this may be a me thing, like, mind you, but the jersey one that I did prior to this one was so easy to follow, and she was so clear and concise and was teaching me as I was going about things that I didn't know because I am so new to crochet, that I felt like this was the exact opposite of that. Like, there was no teaching. There was just like, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, boom, boom, boom. Like, this is how it's done. So I feel like you have to be experienced for this. This is medium hard for me, and I think experience level, you have to be medium experience. Like, this is not beginner friendly. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching this. I have some exciting news. Now, the video that I'm going to tell you about probably won't be out for like a month or so because it takes me a while to create these products, but I'm going to be doing a knitting tutorial and pattern writing. I think I'm going to do 2 videos. I'm going to do a video on learning how to pattern write for knitting, and then a video on the tutorial that goes with that. Maybe I'll do 2 videos, maybe it'll just be 1. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm going to try to write my very first pattern, and I'm going to do a tutorial, and it's going to be extremely beginner friendly. Like, it's literally going to be, you can buy needles and buy yarn and do this. Like, I am going to start at the very, very beginning, and then I probably will sell the pattern, like the PDF, on Etsy for as low as it'll allow me to, just in case anybody actually wants it. But it's going to be so beginner friendly, I don't know how, like, if you will want to buy a pattern, but I'll do it anyway. Like, literally, this is going to be the most beginner friendly, like, knitting tutorial ever. So that is my next video that I'm going to be working on. I will probably have a couple of cooking videos in between because these kind of videos take me a really long time. So this is my pattern review of, or tutorial review of, the Meribella top. And I hope that you guys liked it. If so, leave a comment below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. Thank you so much for going along with me on this journey, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! It's finally done!